Has the pandemic signalled the cashless society? Hello everybody, it's Tom here from the Company Code, author, educator and public speaker. Today I'm going to talk about whether this global pandemic that we've gone through, or are going through should I say, has this pushed us down a road where the inevitable change that was probably going to come at some point has come quicker whereas money's concerned. Let me elaborate. So, obviously, with the pandemic, with the high transmission of the virus via the state of touch, I don't know how it was in the rest of the world, but particularly here in England, in the UK, we were told to use cashless or contactless card as a means of payment. Rather than handing over amounts of money, when you've handled notes, when you've handled coins, as obviously your hands could be carrying the bacteria that then infects people. For years before this, many years ago actually, there was talk of eventually the whole physical idea of money being phased out altogether. You've seen it in films where you don't actually see any physical paper cash or coins. They will hand over some sort of electric block with a load of credits in, and that's payment, and it doesn't actually physically exist in a form, but you've been paid a number or an amount on this card, this device, and that is you paid, that is you covered. Guys, for years they've been talking about us eventually becoming cashless. I think the pandemic has pushed us down that route a little bit, perhaps further down the route than we thought we were going to be here in 2021. And the evidence is for there to see. I mean, look at it, you know, you're going into a shop now and you're having to pay contactless, or you're having to pay no cash. Alright, it's a consequence of what the virus can do and will do if given the chance to spread. But by increasing the amounts that you can use in a contactless or cashless form only suggests that this is here to stay, and that this is actually the beginning of the end for physical money. Okay, this all perhaps sounds a bit speculative and a little bit, whoa Tom, what are you going on about? But honestly, I do honestly think that the pandemic has pushed us in a direction that we were going anyway, but it has now sped it up a little bit more. So how much longer will we be handing over notes to pay for things is anyone's guess. But one thing is for certain, this pandemic has definitely prompted the powers that be to look at cash alternatives. Guys, I know some of you may be aware of the local stock exchanges and trading markets, and you're probably aware of something called Bitcoin and Forex. These digital or cryptocurrencies, as they call them, are already being accepted over physical cash in certain parts of the world and in certain companies. This is the tip of the iceberg. Where will it go next? Are we going to finally see the day where paper cash and physical money is a thing of the past? I personally think we're going that way, and it's inevitable very soon, probably in the next 20 years, that we will no longer be seeing physical amounts of cash. We will be simply exchanging a number on an app or via bank account, via Bax or next day service, and that physical amount you will never see in its physical amount, and you will see that as your payments and everything. You know, this, as I said, has been on the cards for a very long time now, and we have been, as a nation, as a society, we have been prompted down this route by the circumstances that we found ourselves in the last 2 years, nearly. And there's no one really to say that this is not going to be like the beginning, because it is the beginning to me. I think it is anyway. You know, when you have a situation like this where the virus is so highly transmissible that you've got to avoid contact with anything, and it's only realistic that, you know, anyone that has handled cash is possibly a risk to the next person because of the COVID infection rates going up. The short and curlies of this video is that whatever circumstances come along for a new system to be implemented, they come along all the time. And then when they do come along, they either last the test of time or they crumble and disappear into obscurity. Personally, I don't see cryptocurrencies and forex disappearing in any way, shape or form now for a while. You know, it is all just a really interesting time to be alive in many, many ways. You've got people starting up their own businesses. You've got people trying to hand at trading. You've got multiple things going on. I, for one, am interested in this. I'm interested in where it's going to go. Hence why I've made this video. I'm always believing in keeping your mind open about certain things, you know, and this is one of them that definitely needs to be, you know. Going completely paperless and cashless is like probably one of the bravest things anyone could do. It's literally putting your trust in the equipment that you've got if things don't work well. And, you know, this is why I do preach sustainability, because at the end of the day, think of the place that you're delivering in as being like your own. Okay? Think of what the impact of a cashless society would have generally. How would it be managed? Okay? Guys, this is my third and final video of the week. I want to say thank you all ever so much for listening. Your time and energy here spent on my channel is very much appreciated. Thank you. Third of 3 videos this week. Put down in the comment section below, what do you understand about digital currencies, cryptocurrencies, forex, you know, Bitcoin? What is your take on all of this? Are we definitely moving away from traditional ways of spending? I personally think we are, and we have to just sort of be prepared for that too, to see what comes out. Okay, remember to hit that subscribe button down below and leave me a thumbs up and a like, and 100% I will be back with my third and final video next week, at the beginning of next week. Until then, I want to say all to you, thank you very much. I really appreciate your time and energy here spent on my channel. Back, final video of the start of the next week with my first video. Until then, take care of yourselves and bye for now.